how should you budget for IP costs? What are the typical costs for applications and filing fees?
Yeah, that's really important. And so it probably helps to kind of start with a bit of the patent process where the costs come into that. One of the guiding things, especially in the beginning, is to keep patent costs as low as possible in the beginning while maintaining as many options as you can. And so typically the best way for startups to begin the patent process is by filing what's called a provisional patent application. Provisional patent applications are just placeholders. They only last for 1 year. They automatically expire at the end of that year. And then you have to file the full and expensive non-provisional patent application, and you have to think about foreign filings as well at that 1-year anniversary. Now with a provisional application, you can do the platinum attorney drafted version. That's going to cost you $15,000 to $20,000, but that doesn't make a lot of sense for really any startups. And the best way that I like to work with startups in doing provisional applications is leverage their experience with the technology, have them draft a detailed invention disclosure. I can scrub that, make sure there's no limiting language, and get a provisional application on file based on that, and get substantially more ROI than having to spend $15,000 to $20,000 by filing that sort of provisional application. File the provisional application, then a year from then you have to think about filing the US non-provisional. That's going to probably be in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. An attorney has to draft that one. It is really important that you work with an attorney at the non-provisional stage. You also need to think about foreign filings. Your deadline to select that is also at that year anniversary from when you file the provisional application. The best way to do that is by filing what's called a PCT application. Think of it as like patent pending effectively worldwide. It gives you another 18 months to decide which countries that you want to go into. That's going to be around $5,000 to $5,500. So then as far as the US patent process, you filed the expensive non-provisional patent application. It waits in line at the USPTO for 1 to 3 years before examination begins. And it begins a negotiation with the examiner. Think of it like haggling, like in Pawn Stars or American Pickers. It's a natural part of the process. That's how you get the broadest claim scope possible for your patent. You have to go back and forth with the examiner, and going back and forth and using your attorney, it's going to be around $3,000 to $7,000 for each response. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it goes back and forth for years. Hopefully the examiner is convinced that what you have is new and non-obvious with a priority, allows the case, you pay an issue fee, and then your application issues as a patent. On the foreign side, so you filed your provisional. A year from that, you file your PCT application. That gives you 18 months to decide which specific countries you want to go into. Again, you have to be very, very selective. Just the initial filings are going to be $3,000 to $10,000 per country. And then over time in each jurisdiction, typically what I say is in English-speaking countries, assume it's going to be at least $25,000 to $30,000 over time. Non-English speaking countries and regions like the European Union, that can be $35,000 to $40,000 each country or region over time. So it's really, really expensive.